Lecture 26, Common Technology, MYTHS, Debunked Word Count, 900 words. Welcome to the enigmatic world where technology, fact, and fiction intertwine. I'm your guide through this labyrinth of digital deception. Today, we venture into the shadowy realm of technology myths, those perplexing falsehoods that have enchanted our collective consciousness and baffled even the tech-savvy among us. In a world increasingly governed by algorithms and silicon, separating technological truth from mythology has never been more crucial. These digital delusions don't merely confuse, they shape our interactions with devices that have become extensions of ourselves. Prepare to have your technological assumptions challenged as we debunk 5 of the most persistent and baffling myths in the digital domain. Our first myth emerges from the captivating world of digital photography. More megapixels always mean better photos. This alluring assumption has bewitched countless consumers into upgrading their devices based solely on a higher megapixel count. The marketing enchantment is powerful. After all, bigger numbers must be better, mustn't they? The reality is far more intricate and thought-provoking. While megapixels determine resolution, how many pixels make up your image, they tell only a fragment of the photographic story. The true sorcery lies in sensor size, which determines how much light each pixel can capture. A mystifying truth emerges. A 12-megapixel camera with a larger sensor will typically outperform a 48-megapixel camera with a smaller sensor in low light conditions. Consider this perplexing revelation. Professional photographers often choose cameras with modest megapixel counts, but exceptional sensors and lenses over higher megapixel alternatives. Our second technological illusion concerns digital privacy. Private or incognito browsing makes you anonymous online. The enchanting promise of invisibility with a simple browser setting change has lured many into a false sense of security. The reality is far more mystifying and concerning. What incognito mode actually does is surprisingly limited. It merely prevents your local browsing history, cookies, and site data from being saved on your device after you close the browser window. The digital footprints you leave elsewhere remain hauntingly visible. Your internet service provider continues to observe your journey. Websites still recognize your IP address. Your employer or school can still monitor your activities on their networks. And any bookmarks or downloads you create will mysteriously remain. True digital anonymity requires a more complex incantation, perhaps involving VPNs, the Tor network, and specialized privacy tools. Even then, complete invisibility remains an elusive digital phantom. Our third myth emerges from the arcane world of battery technology. You need to fully discharge batteries before recharging them. This persistent belief originated in the mystical age of nickel-cadmium batteries, which suffered from the baffling memory effect. These primitive power cells would indeed, remember, shorter charging cycles, and eventually lose capacity. But modern lithium-ion batteries that power our devices operate on entirely different alchemical principles. They prefer partial discharge and recharge cycles. In fact, the shocking truth is that completely depleting a lithium-ion battery regularly can significantly shorten its lifespan. The optimal charging ritual? Keep your battery between 20% and 80% charged when possible. Complete discharges should be performed rarely, perhaps once every 30 to 40 charges, to recalibrate the battery's power indicator. A perplexing reversal of conventional wisdom, is it not? Our fourth technological deception concerns those enigmatic signal bars on your smartphone. More bars always mean better reception and call quality. These mysterious glyphs supposedly reveal the strength of your connection to the digital realm. Yet their true meaning is far more cryptic. Signal bars typically measure only signal strength, how well your phone can detect the nearest cell tower. But this single variable reveals little about the quality of your actual connection. Network congestion, interference, bandwidth limitations, and the baffling phenomenon of backhaul capacity. How well the tower connects to the broader network all influence your experience far more significantly than raw signal strength. Most bewitching of all, different phone manufacturers use entirely different formulas to calculate how many bars to display for the same signal strength. Two phones side by side might show different bar counts despite receiving identical signals. Our final technological mirage. Closing background apps saves significant battery life. This compulsive digital habit, swiping away all those dormant apps, seems intuitively beneficial. Yet modern mobile operating systems have conjured sophisticated resource management spells that render this practice largely ineffective. Both iOS and Android place background apps into a suspended state where they consume minimal resources. The perplexing reality? Constantly closing and reopening apps often consumes more power than leaving them suspended. There are enchanting exceptions. Apps that abuse background privileges by tracking location, playing audio, or refreshing content can indeed drain your battery. But for most suspended apps, the power savings from forced closure are negligible or even negative. The battery-saving ritual you've been performing may actually be a power-draining curse. As we emerge from this labyrinth of technological misconceptions, a profound question lingers. How many other digital assumptions might we hold that don't align with reality? In an age where our lives are increasingly interwoven with technology, scientific literacy becomes not just advantageous but essential. The most valuable approach may be cultivating a curious skepticism, questioning common technological wisdom, and seeking evidence-based understanding. The truly baffling realization is that technology, for all its apparent logic and predictability, remains enshrouded in as much mythology as any ancient practice. The difference lies only in our willingness to separate digital fact from fiction. In our next exploration, we'll venture into another realm of technological misconception as we examine common food and nutrition myths. Until then, question the digital dogma that surrounds you, and remember that in technology, as in science, the most enchanting discoveries often begin with challenging what we think we know.